Okay, so let's turn this off here. All right, so you said you were having problems with, first of all, this part here. And then looking up here, we see that you have the example below here, which is the cost of lunches, which is down, is right here, and the number of school lunches are over here. So you're trying to figure out what the slope of this situation is, which is also how many lunches uh, uh, over here and what's the cost of them. So what's the cost per lunch is what you're looking for. Just looking at the rise over run, I wrote it down here. The rise is 18, the run is 8. So the rise over run is 18 over 8, which you can reduce as a fraction of 9 over 4 right here. The other thing is the change in y over the change in x, which is where we find the 2 points. I have a 0, 0, and I have 8, 18 over here. The reason I'm using those 2 points is because if you look, these other points don't exactly cross right at the crosshairs. This one does, and 0, 0 does. So those are the two I'm using. And I put it into this formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So y2 is 18 minus y1, which is 0, over x1, which is 8, over x2, which is 0. So that also gives me 18 minus 0, which is 18, and 8 minus 0, which is 8, which again reduces to 9 over 4, or 9/4. As a constant rate of change, we're saying it's 18 lunches per 8 students. Again, we go over here. We're saying, sorry, it's $18 per 8 lunches. So you come over here, because in dollars it's $18 and per 8 students here. So for every 8 students, it's going to cost you $18, or for every $18, it will be 8 lunches, not students. And then again, that reduces down to 9 over 4 right here. The unit rate is when you take how much does each thing cost per one lunch. Well, I can simply do that by just taking the 18 divided by 8. That's my slope. And so you just change your slope into a unit, which is just dividing the numerator by the denominator. And I think I said that in the instructions. So that gives me $2.25 per lunch right here. Okay, so then we didn't have problems there, you said. But looking at this one here, it says Joseph ran a 6-mile race in 48 minutes, which graph. So 6 miles, when I'm looking over the distance, here's the distance, 6 miles in 48 minutes. Well, I don't have 48 minutes here. So let's look at this as a unit. 6 per 48. So what I will do is I'm going to try this. I'm going to take 6 over 48. I'm doing this with my mouse, and it's not very easy. So I have 6 over 48. Well, that fraction right there can reduce because 6 goes into 6 and 6 goes into 48. So if I divide them both by 6, divide this one by 6, that 6 divided by 6 will give me 1. Just divide by that will give me 1 over, and 48 divided by 6 is 8. So for every 1 mile, it's 8 minutes. So I'm going to find where my 8-minute mark is, and it's 1 mile. So if I look here at 8 minutes, well, look up here. It's way over here. So 8 minutes, 1 mile. No, right here. Look, 8 minutes and that gives me 1 mile. So the answer for this one would be B. Okay, go here. So now we look at this one. Taking the same thing, an aquarium is being filled with water. The graph shows the height of the water over time as the aquarium is being filled. So how much water is in there after so many seconds? So after 1 second, there's this much water. So and this is 5 up here, and this is halfway. So every 2 seconds, it's going to be 5. So it's 5 inches every 2 minutes. It says write a statement that describes the rate of change. The slope. Well, I would just put that for every 2 seconds it rises 5 inches. You could say every 1 second it rises 2.5 inches. There's a rate of change. It's rising 5 inches per 2 seconds. This one, it says it's showing the table below. So what would I have to do here? Well, this is the amount he earns, and this is the number of hours. So I need to divide this number by this number here. So that would tell me how much it is per 1 hour. If it's an hour and 25 or 1.25 hours, he made $17.50. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to do something on my calculator. Hopefully you can see this. Hold on here. Let me change this over here. There's a little program I have. Let's see here. That's not what I want. I'll do this. Okay. And I'll put this in my calculator or my phone. And that's the code I want. Oops, wrong one. Okay. 015739203. What this allows me to do is it shows my phone, mirrors my phone up here. And it's going to do that right now. Maybe not. Oh well, guess we'll do it this way then. So I'm just going to take my 1750 and divide it by 1.25. You can do this on your calculator on your phone or any other calculator you may have. I'm going to take 1750, 17.50 divided by 1.25, and I get 14. So I get $14 per hour. So you should be able to do the rest on your own and see if that helps. If you need any more questions answered, please let me know. Thanks.